This is Rick Schmecker bringing you a Tiger Sports Network exclusive. On Friday afternoon, it was announced that Doane volleyball coach Cindy Meyer would retire after 26 years of coaching at Doane College. Coach Meyer will continue to stay on as an associate professor in the physical education department, but her 664 wins, 9 national tournaments will not long be forgotten. The following is an interview that we had with Coach Meyer. At this time, I'm being joined by Doane volleyball coach Cindy Meyer. Today, Coach Meyer announced that she will be retiring after 26 years of coaching Doane volleyball, and we are privileged to have her here for an exclusive interview here on the Tiger Sports Network. First, Coach, thank you for all the work you've done over the years. It's been great working with you these past 12 years, and now let's talk about some of the stuff that has happened over the years. Let's start first with the transition from Ainsworth High School to Doane College. Just talk about the people that played a role. I know it's tough to remember everybody, but just talk about some of the people that come to mind right away that made the transition a lot easier for you.
Okay, thanks, Rick. So you want me to take this right
Sure.
now? So I appreciate all you've done for Doane volleyball too. So you've been a tremendous asset to our program, and I appreciate everything you've done. So, and we'll still be talking and communicating. So. I came in 87 and 26 years ago, so you're asking me to kind of look back quite a few years ago. But when I was at 6 years in Ainsworth, and it was coming in here to Doane. A big plus was Coach Erickson, Coach Biley, Coach Vi was here, Eddie was here, and they were so supportive. And they were always making sure that everything was going right, supporting my team, when, like before we go play a match and afterwards. So when I first came in, I had a great leader in Judy Burr. I think she was a senior that year. And unfortunately, she had a couple of injuries, so she wasn't on the court. But there was a transition as far as the girls learning my new style, because at that time I was all about doing fundamentals and being and the same things I'm thinking about like right now is being a team player. And Judy was a great captain for me. And then another person was Betty Nienkamp, was one of my first assistant coaches, and she really helped the girls with the transition too. And it didn't take long. Right away we bonded as a team, and you're looking at a lot of Lisa Bauman still comes back for camps. John Bauman, who graduated from here too, they're back every single summer for camps, and she's got daughters now playing high school ball. But I had her, and I had Mary Nienkamp and Lori Stukrath, and they bought into my system right away. So we were all about fundamentals and working hard, and we had a lot of success early, and so it was a really smooth, easy transition.
Now, when we look at the tradition of Doane volleyball, you mentioned fundamentals, team character. That's always been kind of one of your staples. Talk about how that has played a role in being successful as far as going to 9 national tournaments and how those teams carried over those little areas that were key to Doane volleyball for 26 years.
Yeah, I mean, that is the key right there. And that just leads to success. When you get players playing for each other, they feed off that, and of course you're going to be successful. I learned quickly that you need to go out and get a special athlete, and the special athlete I got was a player that was all about team and not about their own stats. And then I know the team aspect of it. So I've been really lucky at Doane to have a lot of great players that have great character coming in, and they know about being a giver and wanting to make their teammates better. And once you start getting those recruits, then those recruits just keep recruiting other recruits. So I've been real fortunate to have some really class players here. And what's so neat for me is they're all really good friends, and I keep in contact with them all the time. So it's been awesome. And now some of their children are getting into high school, junior high. So now I'm going to be able to have time to go, watch them play volleyball too.
And let's just talk a little bit more about cultivating the relationships with the players, because a lot of times players come in, they have different attitudes, different mindsets, but you're able to get them to focus in on one thing, and that is the team. And just talk about how that has transferred over into, like you said, your personal life, where a lot of people are friends now. You get to know their kids now. Just talk about how that has come along over the years for you.
Like I said, is you just recruit good kids to start out with that. So and they just feed off of each other, and you do just get close. And we do get on the court and we work hard together, and we've done a lot of the motivational type of things about having a coachable spirit and the NEI core characteristics of all about, helping out your teammate first, and if you make a mistake, forgetting about it. So we try to really get those concepts going, and they learn. And what they do is just they learn from past players, how that feeds off of it. In fact, I just talked to one of my freshmen, and she goes, "We're going to keep that going." And the freshmen have already understand it's all about the team, and they were given examples, and they said, "We're going to keep that going at Doane, because that's what it's all about. It's just the team concept."
Now, 26 years, obviously a lot has changed in the game of volleyball, from 15-point side-out play to rally score, 30-point, now 25-point, adding the libero, 6-2 offense versus 5-1 offense. Just talk about some of the changes that you have seen that have really played a role in how volleyball is now played.
Yeah, you covered a lot of them right there. So I remember I was looking at a picture, and we went down, Tammy and my nephew Patrick was helping coaching, and we drove down in a blizzard to Northwestern and played in, I think it was like the semifinals. I don't know if it was the finals of conference championship. And anyway, so I look back on the score sheet, and it's to 15 points off of it. So but actually on that one, we did tricks like we did this year. We lost the first sets and then came back and got the next sets off of it. But that totally changed the game, as far as not when you had to serve, you had to score points off of it. And it was a favor to Doane, because my emphasis has always been on defense. So always been a quick. I'm always about feet and getting back to base and transition hard and fast. And in fact, at the national tournament, when we always go down, it's like everybody's going, "How do you get your kids to play such good defense?" So that part of the game, when we switched to side out scoring, that really helped us out. So you didn't need to be serving all the time. I think that really. And then now I don't know how we sat on the bench till 30 points. When you went to 30 points, we're now 25, and it goes pretty fast at 25. So, and the libero is huge. The other thing for NEI volleyball was unlimited subs. I had my two twins, Lissa and Shelly, and the year before that came in, Lissa ended up being all-conference player of the year and All-American, and Shelly was a 4-year starter for us too. But it's like once that came in, it's like I'm going to give these guys a great scholarship, because now I don't have to worry about how many entries. They can play all the time without worrying about that. So I think that unlimited subs for NEI really helped out the game of volleyball for NEI, because we can take those great athletes that are out there in Nebraska, let them be successful on the court. And it keeps changing all the time. I think volleyball is a pretty new sport. I'm a student of the game. I'm still a student of the game. I mean, I went to 4 clinics every single year, and I'm still, I was watching the Huskers last night in northern Iowa. And it's I just thinking about other little things that we can do. So, and it is a changing game all the time, but it's been fun to go with it. So
now, 664 wins in 26 years is an amazing feat. Only 5 years where you didn't have 20 wins, which before that, it was only 5 seasons of 20 wins. Set a new standard for Doane volleyball, but through 664 wins is a lot of great matches. Your first match that you coached was a 5-set match over College of St. Mary in 1987, but there has to be some that maybe stick out in your mind a little bit. I know the rivalry with Hastings has always been a big one, and your 300th and 400th wins were against Hastings. So just talk about some of the memorable matches that, win or lose, really kind of stood out to you over these last couple of years.
You probably know what my answer is going to be. I think about it as just like the consistency that a program have had. So we haven't got as many conference championships, that we won, or been second, but every single year I just look like we're always up there, competing, for the conference championship, or, I don't know, 9, 10 trips, whatever it is, to nationals and making those trips. So I think a big thing with Doane volleyball is just the consistency, always going to be, we're always nationally ranked, and there's like 221 schools in the NEI, and I think kind of take it for granted now with Doane volleyball, we're going to be in the top 25. That's just the way it is. So, and if you're going to probably pinpoint things. The 2002 run, was unbelievable run. So we had great leadership that year, and we ended up winning the tournament and against Doane at home. And then during the season, we won the regular season. And then at that time, we had to go to regionals and played at St. Mary's, and we had to come back and beat Doane again after we just beat them. We beat them off of it, and then we had to play Morningside to go to nationals. And to do all those things in that year in 2002, that was tremendous. So that's probably, I'll just point, I mean, there's so many of them, but that's a good run right there.
And I guess I'll finish it off by letting you say your final thoughts, like thank people that have meant so much to you. I know your family has been very important to you. All the athletes, whether they were ones that played at Doane, some that have played on opposing teams, campers, with the camps that you've had over the years, just give you the opportunity to talk to those people right here.
And it's been a great pleasure. So it's been my pleasure to be associated with everyone that's been with Doane Volleyball the last 26 years. And what's nice for me, it's always a journey, and I never shut the door on anything. So, and we always take it a ball at a time or a moment at a time. So like just right now, those all my athletes have been incredible. They've worked real hard, and the really neat thing for me is they're all really good friends, and I keep in contact with them, and they're a big part of my life, and I care about them a whole lot. So, and I'm going to keep in contact with them, and my family's always been supportive, and that's one of the reasons why I've decided is I do want to spend more time with my family and spend some time with my teaching and have a passion with my teaching too, and spend more time with that. And all my assistant coaches, there's been, and again, I can't go, I mean, with 26 years, there's a lot of assistant coaches, and you can't be successful in the program without having, awesome assistant coaches. And Tammy Marvin has been there. Tammy and I were kind of counting how many years, and it's like 19 or 20. And you have to have somebody that you share the same volleyball. She had the same passion for Doane Volleyball as I have for Doane Volleyball, and that's the word you want to use with Doane Volleyball is passion. So, and Tammy's had that passion, and you have to be able to have someone to visit with, all the time, and run ideas with, and share the highs, share the lows with. And Tammy's always been there, so I've been real fortunate to have Tammy there all the time. And again, all the fellow coaches at Doane too. I really believe, I've never been anywhere else in a college, but I really believe that we really get along and support each other. So, and Coach Erickson and Coach Biley, when I was first starting, and every single day they come in and say, how'd you do? Or like I was talking about before, or good luck to me. And Eddie's a real close friend that's been there all the time too. So, and we've shared a lot of track volleyball athletes. And so, and I could go on and on and on, but and I do. I just like, okay, this is another journey, and I appreciate everything. So,
well, Coach, from all of us here at Doane, we greatly appreciate the last 26 years and look forward to having you still around. We know you're not going to disappear. We're going to make sure you don't either. So, but until next time, I'm Rick Schmecker saying thanks for tuning in to this exclusive here on the Tiger Sports Network.